Yo, what is going on, guys? I am here joined with my little buddy Ace, and we have a very special video for you all today. So we are currently in the Gauntlet, the Spring of Sorrow, all 6 of these difficult fights here. In this video, we are going to be taking down every single one of these champions in one attempt in a solo using one champion. One champion is going to solo all 6 of these fights. Is a champion that I like a lot and that I feel is very underappreciated by the general consensus of the community. So I don't know. I feel like taking all 6 of these fights is fairly impressive, you know? So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, I haven't made the thumbnail or anything, so I don't know, or the title, so I don't know if it's in there, but without further ado, this is my team here, and the main guy is Spot. Spotty, Spot, Spot. So the way all of this came about was originally, you know, I had taken the Iron Fist fight with Spot like during that week when that was the main solo fight. So I knew Spot could do that fight. That's 1 of 6, you know, and then I didn't know about any of the other 5 fights. But then I had fought this Onslaught with, I think I did it with the Werewolf by night first, because, you know, I was just thinking like, who do I usually fight Onslaught with, you know, in Battlegrounds? And Werewolf's definitely a champ that comes to mind. But another champ that comes to mind is Spot. I use Spot for Onslaught and Battlegrounds all the time. And it's not the best matchup ever. It's definitely not Spot. It definitely isn't the best Onslaught counter. But he's pretty good, especially if you play right, get some decent RNG. Or as long as you don't get, like, terrible RNG. You know, because the way this fight works is Onslaught counters miss via Neuroshock. So, as long as we don't have Neuroshock, you can see right there, he can miss and get ruptured and everything. So, but, you know, if I get a Neuroshock and then, you know, it's at, like, the end of my combo and I'm not paying attention, and then he goes, and I go to take a missed hit, and then he hits me, you know, that's my fault. So, it's definitely not the best matchup, but it's absolutely doable. It's actually a pretty good matchup. And so here, boom, hit a little intercept, and then pop this special 2. So the first hits I think were doing like 90k or something, but then the Fury passive fell off, so the second 2 hits didn't do quite as much. But still, first special 2 into this fight, he's at 52%. It's pretty good, you know. It's pretty good. And looking at our health, we're looking pretty good too. You know, with Spot does have his own healing, which we're going to be showcasing throughout this video. But you know, on this fight, we don't need Spot's healing. We can just heal from that Power Sting debuff. We can heal from Onslaught's Crushed debuff. We can heal from the Special 1 Magnetization debuffs, if any of those get on us. So plenty of debuffs to be healing from. The main thing is just that we can't parry. Now this can also happen with Spot against Onslaught, which for a lot of people I'm sure can be very scary and sketchy. And it's a little scary and sketchy for me too, but you know, I'm very comfortable with my back against the wall. For the most part. There's only like a couple champs in the game. The only time I'm not comfortable with my back against the wall is if there's a champion that has a heavy that I can't dex against the wall. And there's only a few of those, like Thing and Killmonger. Those are the main ones. But Onslaught, I can evade his heavy all day long against the wall, you know, no problem. So it is a little sketchy with Spot, but I'm very used to this. Like I said, I do this matchup in Battlegrounds all the time, and so right there, that's a prime example of, you know, me not doing the best job paying attention there, and because I got unlucky and had 1 Neuroshock on me, and I went to take a missed hit, I get punished. But that was my fault, because, you know, as long as you have 1 on you, you can just dash back and get rid of it, as long as you're not metal, and Spot is not metal, which is one of the things that makes him good for this fight. And then, boom, gonna go ahead and throw this special 2 here, and look at that damage. It's not quite enough to kill him, bring him down to 4%, but that's fine. A little miss into a combo, into a striker, into a special 1. I just took 19,000 Power Sting damage, but I thought the special 1 would be a cool way to end the fight, you know? So that's why I threw it. I probably forgot the Power Sting was on me too. So that's how all of this started, right? I had done the Iron Fist fight previously, and it just started with this fight, this Onslaught. And so after I beat this Onslaught, you know, I was only coming in here to do this one fight. But after I'd beaten him and soloed him, I was like, hey, well, might as well do the next fight too, you know, Annihilus. But this fight has a very specific node, so I can't do it here. Excuse me. And that node is buffed up. So you need to have at least 3 buffs. They can be 3 of any buffs, 3 of the same buffs, but 3 of these buffs to do any type of damage here, and I have none. Spot can gain Dex, and he has a Synergy that can give him a Fury buff, but that's it. And also, if you're going to be spotting this Annihilus, you cannot use your special one. If you use the special one, you're screwed. The fight's over, because when Spot uses his special one, that's how he gets healing. He applies a debuff immunity, or sorry, a buff immunity debuff to himself, which he can then heal from via willpower. But so if he has buffs on him and he uses special one, you know, he goes buff immune, all those buffs are gone. So the way to do this fight with Spot is, of course, just get an Odin. So I went, did the Onslaught fight again, got back here. It's fine, it's a fun fight. And now I have Odin's pre-fight, so I applied those to the fight. So going in with Spot now, we're going to get 3 buffs. So going in here, we're going to be buffed up now, which is the name of the node, and we'll actually be able to do damage. Again, as long as the only thing is I cannot throw a special one here, or all those buffs are gone, and I don't think there's any way to get them back without exiting the fight, you know. So no special ones. And, you know, my only ever attempt on this Annihilus was the first one that you just saw, where I was dealing no damage with Spot. So I wasn't really too sure how this fight was going to go, but Spot pleasantly surprised me once we got, of course, the Odin pre-fights. But yeah, Spot's really good for this. The only real thing is that, you know, we still have to parry his specials. You know, if I could just miss them, that'd be nice. But here, dropping the first special 2, you can see we're hitting over 50,000 on each of those hits. So that special 2 did over 200,000 damage. You know, not too shabby. Not bad by any means. And so yeah, now, like, the great thing about Spot is he is a pseudo unstoppable counter. So, you know, if we have our untouchable ready, you know, I'm not scared of unstoppable at all. I'm not scared of hitting into an unstoppable opponent. It's actually kind of a good thing, because we can get more hits in with our combos and, you know, just build up faster. I'm just waiting for him to throw a heavy. Finally, he throws one. So here we go. And yeah, we can miss at least, you know, the first part of the special one, which is nice. But we do have to get our distance and make sure we're parrying the tail end. Otherwise, we're going to take direct damage. So, you know, if it's like the end of the fight and he's going to die, and I have some health to throw away, okay, sure. But for the most part, you know, we still need to be parrying them. Right there, we just resisted his heavy, which is a cool thing that Spot can do. He has a chance to do that with his spots. So right there, I was messing up a little bit. The reason he hit me there, even though I had enough spots, is because I was blocking the heavy, so he broke my block and hit me. But it's okay. Right there, he catches me a couple times too. It's all good though. Again, this is my very first attempt on Annihilus, you know, with the Odin pre-fights. So things are starting to get a little shaky, but it's okay. I know that like one more decent special 2 should probably kill him. So boom, parry that. Here we're gonna go ahead, take some hits into our portal block, bait out the heavy. There we go, pop this. We're getting like 38,000 hits. And then here, that is nice though. Right here, I wasn't worried about parrying it. I just ran straight into it, just didn't care, and just combo him to death. So that fight was, I think, 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Yeah, 2 minutes, 28 seconds. It's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So after that, I was like, okay, I know we can do the Iron Fist. That leaves Gwenpool, Jessica, and Viv left. So we're halfway, technically, of fights in here that Spot can confirm solo. This fight was by far the hardest for me to do with Spot. So, you know, after I had gotten the Onslaught and Annihilus solos, this is where I went next to, you know, fight Viv, because she's up first. You know, if I can take her down, then that'd be huge. So this fight took quite a bit of practice and some learning just to kind of get into a rhythm, you know, trying to figure out the best way to tackle this fight with Spot. And because I cannot evade Viv Vision's, the tail end of her special 1. You know, the first 2 hits I can evade, those are easy. But the last hit, the beam, I don't know, I'm not really good at evading it. But if I'm, you know, untouchable, and she throws it into my miss, she can't counter miss. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it is right here. You're going to see, we're going to bait this out. We're going to go Dex, Dex, and then portal block. Boom. So that's 3 free spots if I portal block the tail end of that special one. So once I figured that out, once I found that timing, once I got into this rhythm, this fight started to get a lot easier, and I started to get some good runs. Like I had one run where I got her down to 8%, was super close to getting the solo. On a lot of my other runs, my special 2 was way fatter. Like I remember seeing like 113,000 on each hit of my special 2. On this fight, it's way lower because I didn't get as many hits in my portal block before I threw it. I was hoping that the special 2 would just kill. But yeah, it's not as big of a special 2. It's still super fat. You guys are going to see in a sec. But yeah, I was able to have even bigger specials. But yeah, we are fully ramped now with, you know, the Rupture Bank. We're at 50, which is the absolute max. So now I just want to, you know, build up some portal blocked hits. So here, that was only 1. That's not enough. Here, I think we get 2, and then I just go for it. I would have liked more. So you see that's doing 66,000, 92,000, 92,000, 92,000. So that was like close to 400,000 special 2, something like that. But it wasn't quite enough to kill. So that kind of sucks. Now, but it's okay. Right now, if she throws a special, it'll be unblockable. So I do need to be careful. But the plan is just to kill her with a special 1. So that's what we're going to do. So we just need to portal block 5 hits. There's 2, 3. All right. 4. Get rid of the evade here. Boom. Now 5, 6, 7. There we go. Medium into that. You can see the special one's doing about 17,000 per hit. And boom. That's a Viv Vision solo. So after I had gotten that one, man, I have 3 for 3. That means I'm basically 4 for 6 because Iron Fist, I know I've already done it. This fight took me a couple of tries to do it again. It's just been a while since I fought Iron Fist, and I kept forgetting about the whatchamacallit, what is the word I'm trying to think of here? Oh yeah, pressure gauge. I kept forgetting about the pressure gauge. So the way pressure gauge works is it starts at a 5 with a number 5, and when you do hits, it goes up. So right there, you see I stopped at 9, because if it goes to 10, you basically lose half your health. Just instantly, like, you explode. It's like a Havoc, you know, plasma detonation. Think that. So I kept doing that with Spa at first, and I do it in this fight as well. Only one time, though. But yeah, it just took me a little bit to just get back into that pressure gauge rhythm. I really don't like pressure gauge. One of my least favorite nodes in the whole game. But just gotta manage it and be paying attention. But yeah, I do like this fight. It's interesting. It's unique. Spot's great for it because, you know, this fight is all about blocking. Blocking is Spot's bread and butter, you know, so it works really well for him. Plus, the blocking gives you power, which is so crazy for Spot. So I was just like letting the specials rip, you know, because we get so much power in this fight. Like I just, you know, whatever, just let them rip. Who cares? So that's what I've been doing. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit in this fight because I've already done it. You guys have already seen me spot Iron Fist in the past. So, and this one's also quite long. Oh, let's go to right here. This is where I started to get a little overzealous, and I just kept comboing here. So yeah, I hit a little intercept on him, and then I just kept comboing. I did too many hits, and so boom, I just lost so much health because of that. But it's okay. We do still end up getting the solo here. Let's see. Do I have a fat special coming up or something? Maybe. Let's see. That was a fat heavy. That was like over a 50,000 heavy attack. Not bad. All right. Yeah, I think are we about to drop a special? Let's see here. All right. Striker, knock him down. Oh yeah, there we go. We're at 5 charges. Bait that. Oh yeah, and just throw the special to get out of the roots. There we go. Iron Fist soloed. So I'd already known, you know, I'd already done the Iron Fist, so I knew that was feasible at least. It took me a couple tries, but got it down. So boom, there's 4 out of 6 fights soloed now in the Spring of Sorrow Gauntlet. So that leaves us with 2 fights. Gwenpool and Jessica. Now, Jessica Jones, pretty much like anyone can do that, you know, as long as like you can crit. Should be fine, and Spot can crit, so I wasn't really worried about the Jessica. What I was worried about was this Gwenpool, you know, also because we just have class disadvantage. So I think this was my very first attempt on Gwenpool. I think. This was right after the Iron Fist, so my health is low. I don't even have full health going in here. And this fight actually went way better. This is a way better matchup than I initially was anticipating, but it's also a lot. What I mean by that is just it's a lot to manage for Spot's playstyle. Because with Spot, there's intervals of attacking and there's intervals of just lull, where you're just chilling, portal blocking, trying to build up your spots. Whereas with this fight, those windows are way more narrow, and we also have to deal with constantly our controls being inverted. So it just makes it a lot harder to play Spot normally, essentially. It's just I was struggling to find that right balance. So here I have 5 of my spots built up. I'm ready. Here she doesn't throw a heavy. I was like, really? So now I'm inverted. I'm like, please throw a heavy. Thank you. And so I throw this. I consumed my SIG damage, so we missed out on a lot of damage there. Those are doing about 20k per hit, which is not bad, But yeah, this fight, it was just a lot to juggle. So I really wasn't worried. It was kind of similar to some of the other fights where I didn't worry too much. I just kind of threw my specials to help with the fight, and we also spawned into this fight, with 40% health or something. There's not that many science champions who have access to regeneration, Spot. And Spot is also very unique. He applies a debuff to himself, which allows him to heal through willpower. It's very unique, especially for the science class. Like Kingpin can do that. It's not that rare there, but in the science class, that's pretty rare. So here I keep the SIG damage. You can see 60k, 64k, 65k, probably another 60k. So that's like a 250 plus thousand special 2 right there with class disadvantage. Not bad. And I'm just constantly popping these special ones just to keep that debuff active on me. Just to keep willpower healing it up. We've already healed over 20% health this fight. And it's good I was doing that because we're going to take some damage, at some points. So, right there. I didn't realize it was coming up so quickly. Yeah, she threw the heavy. I had just switched to inverted, so I just was kind of... My controls were jumbled in my mind. And so right there, that was a terrible special too. I had 20 charges in the bank. It's a big old fat waste. That's what I mean. This fight, it's weird. It's hard to find that balance. It's fine though. My only goal is to get the fight done, to solo it. Nothing else matters. Just to do it in one attempt. That's my only goal. So if I come out with 1% health, it's fine. It doesn't matter. If it takes 10 minutes to get the fight down, is it in one attempt? Okay, doesn't matter, as long as I get it down. That's what I'm here for. So throw this special 2. Doesn't do too much damage, a little bit. It's nice that, the numbers in red are working just fine. I was a little worried that maybe they wouldn't because of these nodes, but yeah, that seems to be working normally, so that's good. And yeah, we're gonna get hit again at one point. I think I get hit by her special attack. So that's gonna happen. And looks like I think I am gonna build up hopefully at least one more big special 2. I think I end the fight with a pretty big special 2. It's like overkill. I think that's how it ends. Let's see here. So boom, throw that. Then we got 28k, 44k, 46k, 48k. Yeah, right there, I get hit. And so now I need to land a late ending combo to get that instant death on me. And then here, there's an Incinerate on me that's going to kill me. But I throw the special 1 to get some healing to counteract the Incinerate. And we managed to survive. Just barely. 7% health right now. I'm going to throw another special 1 just to heal up some more. So I actually have enough health to take some block damage. So, yeah, we've healed back up now over 10% to 15%. Now I can afford some hits into my portal block here. Boom. Just throw a little special 1. Just, again, keep on healing. I'm so close to this solo, bro. I really don't want to die right now. So I'm trying my best. Trying my absolute best. Here I'm going to throw another special 1 just because the reverse control timer was coming and I didn't want her to throw it while that was about to trigger. So, yeah, here we're going to bait the special 1 while inverted. We're at 40 charges in the rupture bank right now. Got that nice and built up. And yeah, bait this, boom, and then here, I think we portal block it up. Yeah, bait that, and then throw this. That first hit did 72,000. The second hit did 66. A super duper fat special 2 to end it there. I wish she had more health so we could see how much damage it would have done. Super overkill. But that is now 5 out of 6 fights in the Spring of Sorrow Gauntlet, all soloed by the man himself, Spot. That leaves us with only 1 fight left, the final boss, JJ, Jessica Jones. So I think this fight took me, this was my 2nd attempt, I believe. I took a first attempt, it didn't go great. I took a little breather, I came back later, threw another boost on. I was like, alright, let's get this fight done. So, Jessica Jones, this fight, I like it. I really like it. It might be my favorite in the Gauntlet. Is it? I don't know. I really like Onslaught too. I like the Annihilus one as well. I'm biased to Onslaught just because I like him as a character so much. But I feel like this is my favorite designed fight. I'm a really big fan of this fight. And Spot, as it turns out, is a pretty good counter for that right there. You see, you know, the problem with Jessica's special one is it creates a ton of distance. But if she throws it, you know, while we still have our Untouchable active, we can phase through a lot of it, which is super nice. But I definitely prefer to bait out Jessica's special 2. I can instantly, you know, punish those, no problem, no sweat. And that's the most important thing about this fight, is punishing Jessica's specials, because then you get that purple, or it's like a pink passive under Spot's health bar. It's like a purple looking unstoppable kind of. Cheel has that icon as well. It's when you throw her special 1. And basically what that does is just allows you to hit into unstoppable opponents, essentially. So every time you punish Jessica, you get that passive, which is super nice. So here you see, I don't have that passive, she's unstoppable, but I punish her, and we get that. It's a grit. It's called a grit passive. So as long as we got that grit, we're good. We don't have to worry about unstoppable. We can hit into unstoppable all we want. And the grit does pause on our special attacks, which is something to keep in mind. But a big mistake here that you can do is to throw the special attack without the grit active. If you do that, you're in big trouble. Here, we threw it while it was still just active, so it was okay. But if that grit wasn't active, she would be unblockable and unstoppable, and it'd be bad. Right there, I hit into her block, which was bad, but luckily she threw the special instantly. And the main thing about this fight is managing the protection. So, and a reason why I really do like this fight as well is because I'm already very familiar with this node. It's a node in map 7 of AQ, or map 8. Yeah, we're on map 8. And I remember, like, when it was added, it was one of the roughest ones. And originally we weren't running it on day 1, I think. So I remember asking the Alliance, I was like, yo, can we run, you know, that modifier on day 1? Because it's the worst one, in my opinion. And I remember it getting changed. So that's, like, why I'm so familiar with this node. And the way the node works is essentially, she cycles through 3 different types of protection, and you need to input a certain thing to get rid of that protection. And that's just ending a combo with a medium attack, using a heavy attack, and the final hit of a special attack. The real problem with that node is when you don't complete one, and then a new cycle begins, and it really starts to stack up, and you start doing no damage. So I'm pretty sure that is going to happen in this fight. So right now I haven't gotten that special attack in. So now you can see a new cycle has started. So now she has 2 stacks of protection, but I can only, you know, do 1 special to clear one of them. But once we clear that special, then all 3 of them come back. So then we can use heavies, mediums again to take care of those charges. But yeah, you can see we're doing, like, really just not much damage. And so here I throw the special. So here, you know, this is a very big mistake. If I made this mistake with, you know, most other champs in the game, it'd be lights out. It'd be lights out because I threw the special when I didn't have the grit. So now she's unblockable and unstoppable. But guess what? Spot isn't most champs in the game, and right now we're untouchable. So we're safe. She cannot punish me. Watch. She can try, but she can't. Like, that safety net that Spot has, man, it's so nice. And there we are able to punish that special, so that does give us the grit passive. And I really just need to get off a special attack, but obviously the grit passive expired now, so I can't throw it. And that's why I was trying to get off the special attack before, you know, because she's at 5 now. So I just punish that, throw this, so that's going to take us down to 4 stacks of protection, and then all the other ones are going to come back. So here, I'm going to throw another special just to get rid of that one, you know, because that was the annoying one that stuck around for a super long time before. So boom, we're going to go ahead, bait this. There we go. I guess I was slow on the punish there. I didn't get the grit. So now I just have to wait out the unstoppable. Luckily, she didn't punish me there. That one was luck. But yeah, here we have enough spots to activate untouchable. So I'm going to immediately go for a heavy. Here, I think I'm going to go for another heavy. Or I tried to. Didn't work there. Here, boom, get another heavy. There we go. And now we finally got the protection down to just one. And it's, again, special attack. So I need to bait this, punish it, and then throw my special attack so we can get rid of that. And again, we're doing like no damage here, but boom. All right, finally we've caught up to the protection. Boom. Finally it's at 0, and I intercepted, so now I have some nice crits. Finally, we're getting on track here. The fight started off so good, and then we just had like a while trying to catch up. Here, we're gonna go ahead, do some portal blocks, and then hit a little special. While I still had a little bit left on the grit, it did like nothing. I definitely should have intercepted first, but it's all good. Here, we're just hitting into an unblockable and an unstoppable Jessica, but it's fine because we're untouchable. And then punish that special, go for a little intercept, and then go for a little heavy attack here. And guys, that is every single fight in the Spring of Sorrow Gauntlet, soloed by one of my absolute favorite champs in the entire game, the Spoticus. The guy, the legend. That's him, dude. Guys, that is going to go ahead and do it for this video. This was not planned, like I said. It just started with the Onslaught fight, and I just kept going. It was like yesterday. I really wasn't planning it, but I just had a ton of fun soloing all those fights with Spot. It was so much fun. I felt really accomplished, and to just do it with a champ that I like so much. I feel like I proved something. I feel like I didn't prove that much. You know, like I don't think anyone's gonna start thinking Spot's the best champ in the game or anything, and that wasn't the point of this video. The point of this video was just to show how versatile Spot can be and how he can handle all these different matchups through different means, and just do a lot of cool stuff. So that is Spot. I love him so much. I do think he is one of the most underappreciated champs in the game. I do think that is a fact. And yeah, I hope this video helped a teeny bit with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, I would really appreciate a like, rating, subscribe for some more content. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.